The invite or the email.
I would be shocked if within the next 12 months the Redskins is back or are back. The name is.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Wouldn't be shocked.
I'd welcome that.
So the real one is, can we get the Indians back? Because the Guardians is the worst mascot
Terrible.
in sports. I mean, what is a Guardian? A Guardian is the guy who says, "Be home by 10." You say, "Shut up, you're not my real dad." That's what a Guardian is. All right? That is such a bad mascot. It's so terrible.
Exactly.
All right, welcome to the fourth quarter. We have our.
That's our new intro.
Video.
I love it.
Yeah, you're not my real dad. Shut up.
Shout out to John Chris for that joke.
The crazy thing is, I said that one time to my stepdad. I was like,
yeah, that may not have gone so well.
Yeah, not my best moment. I think I was like 12 or 13, Shut up, you're not my real dad. Anyways, welcome, guys. We got Nate Cross. He's in the top right-hand corner, means he won last week. 12-4. Trey did give him a little dig in the email that it was the lowest winning score of the 3 weeks, but
I was just saying facts. It's just an observation. That's all.
I think I'm still in last place, though, right? Like,
take that wherever you want.
This is what happens to me every year.
Yeah. And then we have Tyson, who is sneaking up the rankings.
Lurking. He's lurking. That's what he does.
3 games back or something like that.
He's just hanging around until somebody makes a mistake. That's all he's doing.
I got the daily.
You're tied for second, Tyson. You're tied for second, but you and I think you're tied on the tiebreaker. So you and Chris literally are tied for second across the board.
Interesting.
So yeah, you guys both have been 46 points away from the tiebreak. Summary score amount. Both are 46. So it's impressive.
Got it.
Yeah,
I just got you guys having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Is that a Doug Williams jersey, or am I making that up?
No, but pretty close. It's same. Well,
Rippin'.
They were the same team at the time, so it's a Alex Smith jersey actually.
Oh, okay. I can't see the top of it.
Yeah, but it is from. I think they were the football club at that point. I don't know if they were still the Redskins at the time, but I don't think they were quite. What are they now?
The Commanders.
Commanders. That's right.
Yeah,
I still can't remember that, but yeah, he wore it. It's a game worn jersey. The year he came back from the broken leg.
That dude, that's crazy. I have a cool Alex Smith story since you got that up. We were in Hawaii 2000 must have been 21 because it was after COVID. We got canceled the previous year. We're sitting in this sushi restaurant. My wife goes, "Isn't that that football player's wife right there?" I'm like, "How? What?"
She knows Alex Smith's wife and not Alex Smith. That's awesome.
What? And I look, I'm like, yeah. And the boy, and our youngest, he's a huge football fan. And so he's like, we got him to take a picture because they were like a table 2 behind us. So Alex's face is right in between my boys as I take a picture at dinner time. But we'd watch the special, when he broke his leg and the comeback and all of his wife, and they dress up for Halloween every year. So it was just funny that my wife recognized her, and I was like, "Oh, that is Alex Smith." I don't remember his wife's name.
She was on the documentary, so it's fair, right? But that's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I probably recognize her for the different reasons.
Elizabeth Berry.
Yeah, she was a cheerleader. I think was she a Raiders cheerleader?
Oh, she's good looking though.
Yeah, Elizabeth Berry. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I love his story. I love that, and I think they were living over there or something. I think after. Because they did a lot. Like one of the pictures that I have in the thing is of him in Hawaii, like with his mangled leg up on a rock.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to Elizabeth Berry for making the decision to not cut the leg off. That was her call. He was out. Wow. He was in pretty much a coma. And they said, we can either try to save the leg and it might get worse, or we can cut it off. What do you want to do? And she said, he's going to want that leg. So we made that decision. Good call for her, else he never would have played again.
Yeah, I think I'd have one leg if that was my wife.
Just cut it off. I don't want to deal with this.
Oh, man. All right, let's get into some. I better share this first. I got to share the standings so everybody can see where we're at and everything. So J17 is Josh Allen. Was that his number? And is he 17? I don't even know
his number now. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I might like Josh Allen, but I don't obviously know his number. So, but 12-4, and then we had a log jam 11-5. Shout out to Chad Atkinson making a run off of the bottom, even though he's still in the bottom. and because I got to give him crap about that because he's a Kansas City fan too. Ty Daddy, that's you. Who's strong solo? I know you probably know that.
Let me look that up real quick.
Yeah.
The log jam though really is for 5th place. If you look there, I mean that's that's the log jam right there.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
A crowded pool of mediocrity. That's what that is.
Look at Tommy at 9-7. He's gonna have to rethink his strategy of always picking against the Chiefs now that they won.
I know.
You know,
Can't believe he did that. The Giants,
thing.
really?
If
The
he
Giants?
didn't have such an axe to grind and he would have got his pick in last week, first game, he would be tied for the lead for the season standing.
I know. Well, rookie
Come on,
mistake.
Tommy.
That's how it goes.
Get it together.
Strong solo is Shane Ryan from Sunrise Logistics.
Okay. And this is the most important one. Season standings. 49ers, that's me, 5 rings. It's been 30 years since we won one, but I'm still gonna hold on to that.
Seriously, you go to the stadium, to Levi Stadium, and they're still playing the 80 whatever championship,
Right?
Highlight film.
Don't get me
Montana
started.
still up on the screen.
I was going to say thank you for. I don't know if the colors were just to invite me as a Seahawks fan on this week, but I definitely like the colors of the podcast.
No,
I mean, I thought about you when we made it. That was it.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was, how can we get it the green?
Coming from a
and
Niner
navy?
fan.
yeah. Trey was foreshadowing your presence.
That's right.
Thanks, Trey.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. My pleasure.
I feel at home here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we got basically Chris has got to step up his game. He was last place last week after coming out hot. So
I know that's rough. I was quite shocked. Maybe he put money on the games. He told us that if he
Yeah.
put money on games, he'd be 50-50. Maybe he started betting on his picks.
yeah,
Chris, we need to know. Let us know if you started betting on your picks. That could have been the reason for the downfall there.
I think he'd rather be here right now. He's getting a colonoscopy today. So
I don't know.
Oh, Chris. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. Shout out. Yeah, if we're gonna talk trash to him, maybe the colonoscopy's better. I don't know.
yeah, I know.
Who knows?
Exactly.
All right, let's get into some games, man.
Yeah. Which one you want, Trey? You got one on
I mean, we
top?
might as well start. We got the Bills fan here. He won. We might as well talk about Thursday night and just the subtle dismantling of the Dolphins, really ending their season. I mean, it's over for the Dolphins. The year's over. They're going to start trading people. At least they should. Start getting rid of some people soon. And Josh Allen looked like early season Josh Allen. Just in control, easy.
I will say this. So I went to the game Thursday night.
Yeah, you did.
Fun tailgate. It's really cool because the new stadium is literally almost complete right across the street. Like at least the exterior is. So it's
Nice,
a really
yeah.
cool view. But same thing with this upcoming week. Whenever you see a double-digit spread for an NFL game, I'm always like, I don't know. Like the Bills didn't cover. Right? We won by 10, and I think the spread was like 12.5, or it depends on which.
11.5 or 12.5.
Yeah.
And they're like 15.5 against New Orleans this weekend. It's like it's just wild. And Miami just found a way that first half to just like hang around, and it wasn't till late in the game that Buffalo really took a two score lead and kind of like let everyone exhale a little bit. But even then, like people started to like walk out towards the end, and everyone's like, don't walk out. We're not going to repeat what happened with the Baltimore game. Like, these games are not over until that fourth quarter is done or until overtime.
I love listening to fans of teams that have not won yet because they have so much doubt. They have so much like it's you don't want to upset the apple cart here. We don't want to mess up the juju. I love hearing that. But they played pretty solid for most of the game. Josh Allen 22-28, 3 touchdowns. But it kind of that's Nate. That's how we feel as Chiefs fans for years is close games, and then find a way to win in the end. Although ours weren't 2-score games, ours were 1-score games. But it's pretty stressful.
Yeah, that's absolutely accurate for the Chiefs. Yeah. So
but
I feel good about the season though. I mean, we'll see what happens in week 9 in Orchard Park when the Chiefs come to town. So
there's a good chance that the Bills will be 7-0 that week because I have a bye, and I don't think they're going to lose between now and then. I mean, the Saints, that's going to be a snoozer, and everybody else on their schedule, I can't see a team that is going to put up much of a fight. Maybe they play a bad game, that'd be it. But they're going to be 6-1 or 7-0 going into that game, and the Chiefs. The best they can be is 5-3 or 6-2, and I think 5-3 is like 5-3 would be a dream at that point to go into that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Chiefs are going to chief. You guys are going to pull everything together, and at the end of the day,
I mean, a
we
lot
know
of things,
we
Tyson. That
know
can mean a
who's
lot
going
of
to win
things.
that division. Like it's that simple in my eyes. So
Do you think for sure the Chiefs going to win over the Chargers this year?
I was going to say, I understand that the Chargers have the tiebreaker right now, right? Because they
And a
beat
2-game
you
lead.
week 1, but
Tiebreaker and a
it's a
2-game
long
lead, yeah.
season. There's a lot to go. I have a lot more faith in Mahomes and company than I do in Herbert and company. So that I'm just telling you where I stand in all of it. If I haven't bet on any Chiefs games or Chargers games, but if I was to bet on your division, I'm taking the Chiefs at the top.
I mean, this is why Nate and I are friends, even though he's a Bills fan. This right here. This is
Yeah.
exactly why. The reason and the logic is so
We're
simple.
done.
I
Thanks.
think the honest game changer in the NFL right now is elite level quarterbacks. And there's a handful of them that I would consider that. I would say Lamar Jackson's up there, Allen, Mahomes. I think that those are going to be your game changing positions on your team. Guys that can scramble out of the pocket, make insane looking passes that were never supposed to be included in the game of football. But because of Mahomes, now they become part of the game.
Right.
So
Yeah. If the Chiefs get to week 7, because they're getting back Rashee Rice in week 7. If they get to week 7, 4-2, I would take that bet that you're saying. But if they get to 3-3 and the Chargers maybe haven't lost or at 5-1, that's gonna be pretty tough to overcome 3 games, not 2. You got to overcome 3 because the tiebreaker they have it. Well,
yeah, I guess I'd have to analyze the Chargers schedule more. I haven't looked at it too in depth, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
Were you guys
I love
on the
your
road?
position.
Oh no, week 1 it was in Mexico,
It
wasn't
was
it?
in Brazil.
Brazil.
11 and a half hour flight. Brazil.
Who did it count as a home game for?
I think it was the Chargers.
Oh, that's a good question. I hadn't looked at that.
I think it was the Chargers home game.
Okay, so then they're going to be coming to
KC.
Arrowhead.
If that's true, then yeah, that'd be great.
Let me look
Yeah.
and see.
Yeah,
They
we can
played
check.
12-14.
Yeah, they're in Kansas City. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I gotta just I don't know the stats off the top of my head, but if you look at Herbert's stats for the first 5 years or whatever, he beats almost everybody. Like yards
for sure.
touchdowns, production, and he's got Harbaugh now, but previous to that, I think they had a different offensive coordinator every single year. I mean, that throw that he made to Keenan Allen on Sunday was ridiculous. I mean, that was as good as anybody. Going to your left and just
That was crazy.
squaring your shoulders.
Squaring your shoulders, getting hit, and throwing a dime
Yeah.
outstretched of the defender's arms. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very impressive. Can we talk about the Browns for a second?
Oh
Can
my
we talk
gosh.
about the Browns and the Packers and what happened in that game?
I didn't watch any of that. I was amazed.
I don't think anybody did. I think everybody thought
I
it was
had
gonna be
red
a
zone on, so
snoozer.
I saw pretty much every drama-filled moment on Sunday.
Nate, give us the deets. What happened?
Dude, it was just like every game that's on, like a field goal
It's
gets
amazing.
blocked, and then all of a sudden, like, what just happened right there?
Dude,
So-
2 field goals blocked,
Here's the
returned for
problem.
touchdowns this
Green
week.
Bay
That's insane.
just could not, like, what were they up 3-0, and then by half it was like 10-0, and then it was, like the same thing with I said Bills Miami. Like once Cleveland scored once, like they were in that game because Green Bay just never put their foot on the gas. Like that game was like punt, 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 punt,
Yeah.
punt, punt. Like literally, there had to be 20 punts in that game. It was
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, I mean, it was 10-10 or 10-0
At halftime,
with
was it?
no in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, late.
Oh, okay.
It was 10-0, like at the 12-minute mark or 11-minute mark in the fourth quarter,
Okay.
It's crazy.
and then the Browns go on a run.
Yeah.
That's gonna be their whole season though, because that defense is amazing.
Their
Right.
defense is solid. If they
Weird.
can score 2 touchdowns, they got a shot
Right.
with
Yeah.
that defense, and that's insane. That's like Baltimore, that's like early 2000s Baltimore kind of a
I
situation.
was just thinking the same thing where I was trying to think of a common one where there was such a difference between the defense and the offense. Like the offense was so bad and the defense was so good. Like usually, they're a little closer, but yeah, I think it's hard for most people to take them seriously in those jerseys that they're that good, but that was,
It's hard to take the Browns seriously.
Kind of
ever.
weird.
yeah, they were definitely a good defense. Right. And I like to watch, this is a little bit inside baseball, or inside football. I have an addiction to all 22 footage. So it's basically behind the scene, or it's they call it's game footage basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Instead of the side angle, they shoot it through the end zone. And I get it on. And I've been looking for it forever, and NFL.com has it now. So
It's
say, where are you
on
getting this?
all 22.
yeah, it's called All 22. So it shows you all 22 players in the field, and it shows it from behind, so you can see the plays open up.
Like
and
almost like
Yeah.
you're watching someone play Madden, like kind of like that.
exactly 100%.
And you
So
can
that's-
pick which player you want to watch.
and Amazon's been like Prime on Thursday nights has been doing that for like their next gen stats
Right.
version. If you ever checked out the alternate feed, it's
Yep.
wow. Like it shows like who's got pressure on the QB and it shows all the routes from every
Love-
receiver out there. It's wild.
Wow.
Yeah, I love
That's
watching that
impressive.
all 22 because you can kind of just see the holes open up. You can see when guys are just out of position a little bit, you know, and you can. It's all in one shot. So you typically with on the side they got to pan out to see the
Right.
safeties and whatnot.
Do you watch it live or do you watch like replays of games?
the
like that?
replays? Yeah,
Okay.
I put it on. I go through pretty. I mean,
Tyson's got the little thing too. Go forward, backwards, forwards,
I
backwards,
want one.
forwards, backwards.
I asked her for Christmas, and my wife didn't know what the hell I was talking about. I want the clicker.
Of course,
Yeah.
she doesn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I gotta
this is
find
like
it on
device.
Amazon.
It's so cool. You just go, you roll your finger and you go forward, backwards, forward, you know, that kind of
Yeah.
thing or whatever. It's like amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I've just got
That's
it.
awesome.
I don't know why. I mean, I kind of do know why. I mean, I grew up, we were watching games in the Kingdom. We had the same seats for 20 years, and we sat right next to where they took the game films. And they used to like put in a tape, you know, for offense, defense, special teams, and they'd run them down and they'd bring them back up. And my dad was a football official. So we'd sit there and just watch it all between that and that environment. And so now when I want to kind of see what's going on, I'll throw in an all 22 and, kind of just really get to understand like what's happening. And I get to that by saying the Browns are just amazing. They're like all over the place. And if you just watch a regular game, they don't do anything like crazy and spectacular. They got, you know, what's his name out there running around, but they don't really have high profile players.
They just get a lot of pressure. They're relentless up front, and their corners are pretty good. They got a good defense, that's for sure. I mean, I don't know how many of these kind of games they can win.
No,
I mean, maybe 4, maybe 5, but that was quite a shock.
What are they going to do
Be
at
good.
quarterback too? I mean, they've got, you know, Shador. Is he ever going to get a shot at this?
I think that guy's done.
You think Sanders is done?
He reminds me of Johnny Manziel.
Yes, thank you.
Just
Oh
from
my
the
God.
hype and
His head is
you know,
this big.
Yeah, it's just like I remember when he came out, and I'm like, I wouldn't draft that guy for any reason. And I was the same way with Shador. I saw a thing the other day that Dion said he's going to be a starting QB next year. It's like, and he turned down like the Ravens were going to draft him. He knew he would never start. If you think you're going to be a starter, go to the best team. If you're that good, go back up Lamar for 2 years. I mean, look at Green Bay. They've created a pipeline of amazing quarterbacks doing that. So I would rather see them put Gabriel in.
I would never wish any injury on any player, but it would be very fascinating should something happen to QB1 and QB2 in Cleveland, and they have to they have to play him just to see. I mean,
Well, their
I
other
don't know.
quarterback's Dylan Gabriel.
right?
Yeah.
You know, Kale probably. You've watched him for a while. I mean, what do you think? Do you think he is NFL capable?
I
He's a
think
small
he's better
guy.
than. Yeah, I mean, what he would give them right now is he would give them a mobile quarterback and maybe give him, as long as he doesn't throw interceptions. He was really accurate last year in Oregon, but it's different. I mean, college to the NFL is, it's just so different in the schemes. And I mean, everybody in the NFL is an amazing athlete. You don't, when you're at an Oregon or one of these others, you're playing inferior opponents most of the time. You just are. So, but I would rather see him to see what they have, because it's like, I think Flacco's decent. He's made a great career, but
How many teams has he played for now?
Like 50 now too.
Yeah, he's like Fitzpatrick. Like just literally everyone wants to date him. No one wants to marry him.
Always been a good backup. Sneaks into the starting role. I mean,
he did it in Indy, right? He did it in Indy,
Yeah,
and then
And he
did
won
that
a
in
Super
Cleveland.
Bowl, right?
yeah, he did.
That's
With the Ravens.
To
Mhm.
say Baltimore, yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is they play the Lions next week. They're probably I think they're gonna lose that game. The Browns will. Then they play the Vikings, and we got to talk about the Vikings. We'll talk about that in just a minute. I think that's going to be a tough one with McConnell for them to slow them down, even though it's possible. And then they play the Steelers. They probably got a good shot against the Steelers, but they could easily be 1-4. And at that point, do you turn Flacco over and say, "Hey, we're going to We're going to go young and see what we can do.
Thanks for the 1W. Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're moving on. I wonder
Well,
how
the
many.
Giants just did it. I mean, they went
They did.
0-3.
Yeah, they're 0-3. They're like, all right, moving on. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
and that's a QB that I think Russ was done after he left Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
you know,
yes,
Russ
that
was
was
amazing.
teetering there before he left too.
Yeah. I mean, when Russ was good, he was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But
I forgot
was like
that he
6,
even
7
went
years
to the
ago.
Giants until like the Giants came to Orchard Park for a preseason game, and I was like, "Is that Russell Wilson?" And I was like, "He did go to the Giants."
I mean, talk
Yeah.
about a slide. I mean, honestly, like, can you think of another quarterback that slid so far?
He was this close to back-to-back Super Bowls.
right.
And then
Yeah.
just
Yep. Downhill.
man,
Yeah,
that's
being
rough.
a Seahawk fan, that was interesting to watch. I mean, it was obviously hard, seeing him leave, but I kind of felt like we got out on that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, you got the best years of Russell Wilson's career
We
for
fleeced
sure.
Denver, which
Yeah,
was even
please,
better.
Denver. That's like the worst trade of the world in the decade.
So, I mean, I grew up in the old AFC West, so I still harbor resentment against the Chiefs and the
Yeah.
Chargers and
The
the
Raiders.
Raiders, all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I think about, our super. I grew up hating John Elway. John Elway was like,
Yeah, I did too. We all did.
oh my gosh, you can stand that guy. I mean, and I was a big time Brian Bosworth fan, so that kind of added a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, to see now that we beat them in the Super Bowl and then we fleeced them like that, I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
we got
Mhm.
our
Russell Wilson was my very first jersey I ever bought. It's Russell
Really?
Wilson, because I was living in Portland, Oregon at the time, and so that was the team I watched up there when we were there. I enjoyed watching
Is
the
that
Seahawks
your
play.
DAT days?
That's my DAT days. Yeah, back in the day.
love it.
Yeah. Back when it was Transcore DAT.
Oh yeah, Transcore. Yeah.
Way back in the day before they've changed the name a couple times. All right, can we talk about the Vikings real quick? Because, I mean, can we talk Carson Wentz with Kevin McConnell putting up 48? I mean, I know the Bengals suck,
Wow.
but 48.
The
in the
Bengals
NFL,
are
48.
nothing without Joe Burrow. And that was clearly exposed.
Yeah,
So,
no doubt about it. But still, even if they had Joe Burrow, he's not going to put up 48.
no.
Well, they turned them. What they have, like, I know they had 2 touchdowns, or they. Well, I know my son texted me. He's like, I have the Vikings defense, and they have 34 points in fantasy. So they probably had 3 defensive touchdowns or something crazy.
They have any special teams? I'm trying to think.
They had, let's see here. They had.
They had 2 return touchdowns.
Yeah, I think it was the same guy too.
Same guy, yeah. Interception returns.
It's one of the things I do love about the new kickoff, where you're seeing way more returns instead of just touchbacks.
Yeah, the kickers are
So
kicking
much
it short on purpose, and I love it.
Okay. Do you know the new rules? Have you
No.
kind of seen what?
Yeah, they've got the target
Yeah.
zone, and if they're
Amazing.
if they're short of it, it comes out to the 40, right?
right.
And if
And
they get a touchback, it comes out to the 30.
one, if it bounces and then goes in the end zone, they have to bring it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
I didn't
Oh,
know
nice.
that part of it.
So that
There's
got
one
caught.
kick. Yeah, there's one kicker kicking
Dog
some like
game now.
knuckleballs out there. Who's
Well-
that guy that's kicking knuckleballs?
I don't know, but they were saying that that's what the new kickers are going to be. They're going to be able to put it in that landing zone.
Yeah.
Because if it goes in the end zone, it comes out to the 40. So you don't want to kick it out of the end zone
If it
anymore.
lands in the end zone.
Or it lands in the end zone.
Yeah.
And then,
Ends up-
if you're short of the landing zone too, it comes out
Right.
to a certain.
Right. So
yeah.
you got to kick it in this 10-yard area, which then makes them have to, return it. Oh, no fair catches. You can't fair catch it anymore.
on a kickoff, yeah.
So they're saying these new kickers are going to get good at being able to do what happened in the Seahawks game. I don't know if you saw that, where the guy went to field it at the 5 and it bounced and he kind of let it go into the end zone and then ran off. Well, the Seahawks came in and recovered it for a touchdown.
Yeah, against the Steelers.
Yeah, typically that would have been a touchback right away.
Yeah.
But so now they're trying to figure out ways to force the return, because then they can. I know there was some crazy stat that I saw that the difference between starting at the 30 and at the 40 was 25% better. It was a significant-
Yeah. I mean, you're close to you're
40-yard
relatively
line.
close
You're
to a
like
field goal.
20 yards from a
Right.
game-winning field goal. You know what I mean?
Right. And these guys are kicking 60-yarders like it's no big deal right now. It's crazy.
It's crazy. So the kicking game has gotten interesting a lot more, because it was such a foregone conclusion for a long time.
Yeah, you just assumed there was a point in time when think about when the extra point was basically a gimme, right?
Another
The
good point.
touchback was they're just going to do a touchback.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they've definitely made some good changes. And I mean, like, I hate the fact that Bucker's missing extra points, but I love the fact that it's actually something they have to think about now.
Right.
You know, I love
Not
that.
just him
It's
though.
really good.
Like you,
No, not just him,
you
but
see
I
it
mean,
on
just
every team.
it has.
Like,
You have to really
Bills
think
week
about that.
1, they won 41-40, and Baltimore missed.
Missed.
You
Yeah,
know, an extra
Yeah.
point. So
makes an impact. That's for sure.
That's
Tyson, what game? Obviously, Seahawks was a good game for you. Of course, it's always good to win. But the Saints, they suck, right? But what game really stood out to you? You know, like what?
The Monday night game. I thought, what Ravens.
Lions beat the Ravens. Yeah.
Part of it was trying to see what the Lions would do, right? Like, are they? Because I think that first game they was like, oh, Ben Johnson, they're going to be back to the old Lions and yada yada. And then the second game they came out and they hung
51 on Chicago.
51 on Chicago.
Yeah.
So you're like, what are they going to do with the Ravens, who are formidable?
They ran the ball down their throat.
like almost 200 yards, wasn't it? I think.
224.
Yeah.
David Montgomery had
224 yards.
151.
Yeah. On
So
12
I
carries.
thought that was interesting.
It wasn't even like they ran the ball. I mean, they ran the ball 38 times total, but he got 12 carries and 151 yards.
Yeah, that 72-yarder was nice.
Yeah, that adds them up pretty quick when you do that.
That view that you were talking about, Tyson, would have been great in that run because it just like you saw the
Right.
just
see it open up.
and he just
Yeah,
and he did a little stutter too. Like he hit this little stutter, like he knew it was going to happen, and then boom. And he didn't have the speed to close it, but he was probably still a 4.6.
Well, and
or
I think
4.7.
you see that too, and you also see what those guys are working with, right? Like that wasn't a very big hole, but he hit it so hard and so fast that when he got through it, it was like gone.
Yeah.
He could have easily gotten, caught up in there. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that game. I didn't know what to expect, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think any of these games right now, these first 5 weeks, it's just you don't know who's going to show up and who are the real deal yet. And
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, for me, the play of the game was with about 2 minutes to go, just after the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter, 4th and 2 for the Lions at their own 49-yard line.
Mhm.
Right. And they run a pass play to Amon-Ra for 20 yards.
Crazy.
Just dropped a dime. And I mean, Kale made a good point. They got the flag, so they would have got it anyways. But still, like, that's a gutsy call
That was
at year
huge.
49 to throw a little kind of lob over the shoulder to Amon-Ra.
Yeah.
That was
Who
impressive.
has become a great receiver, by the
Oh,
way.
it's phenomenal. One of my favorites in the league. I love him. I love his attitude.
Oh
He
my
was on the receiver. The
Yeah, that was
Netflix
so good.
documentary.
So
It was
good.
really good.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I love the fact that's a part of what the league is doing now. Is these little, these types of things. Not maybe about the league, but like, I know Patrick Mahomes is a part of it, and Peyton Manning. They're kind of putting this thing on with quarterback and receiver. But man, I love that. Just these inside looks. Get to know people. Get to see their lives. Get to see what prep is like and the emotions of winning, losing, all that kind of stuff.
It's been paving the way for my daughters to become football fans. Like, honestly, I get it. They come to me like, yeah, did you watch the new or did you watch Quarterback? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. But like, what did you call it? So she's spitting out all these names and I'm like, whatever, it takes.
Yeah.
Then the receiver one came out. So they know who these people are now. And I'm like, okay, great.
Tyson is a girl dad. You're a girl dad.
I'm a Netflix series. I would never realize like how strange of a person Joe Burrow is. And also Justin Jefferson's just like weirdness and his like obsession with candy. Like,
yeah,
you learn so many weird things.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, as a girl dad, Tyson, you can appreciate this. I love the fact that my kids can recognize players just by their face or just by, whatever, or their voice even. Like, yeah, that's my daughter. She's gonna meet a guy someday and they're like, dang, you know what you're talking about. It's like, yeah.
She was having an opinion on a quarterback. My youngest, she's 14, and I was trying to remember the conversation of what it was and who it was, but I looked at her like, how the hell do you know that? Like, it just came out of nowhere from her, and she's like, Netflix, Dad, quarterback. Like,
that's
whatever.
Awesome.
So I mean, clearly the NFL is doing what they need to do, and that's get people brought
expanding
in,
their fan base for
relevant
sure.
Somehow.
Yeah. Hey, can we talk about the Eagles-Rams game? I don't know about you guys,
gosh.
but I was 100% sure the Rams had that game. I mean, they looked so good. They looked in control. What happened? And
so I learned a new rule from that last play. So here's what I was wondering.
Jumping.
Why did Philly not kick an extra point or have to?
Oh, at the end of the game?
My brother had the over on that game, and he got so excited when they returned that for a touchdown.
They didn't
He
kick the
missed
extra
it by a
point.
half point. He's like, I don't understand. So I had to like look it up, and apparently,
Was
if
it?
as time expires, the game is decided decisively from the current score, there's no need to.
Oh yeah. That's
don't-
right. That's like
I
an
didn't know
overtime
that.
touchdown.
I knew
Yeah,
in
it's like
overtime.
An overtime.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, I guess I've never seen it play out recently. Or
Well, how often do
really
you
thought about it.
win? How often do you win on a touchdown with 0 seconds on the clock? It's pretty rare. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen too
It's
often.
usually a field
so.
goal, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Or in
Yeah.
overtime. So,
That's so
Oh
funny
man,
you
that's
said
a rough. That's a rough beat. That's a rough.
I
one.
thought
I mean-
about that. I thought about that. I was like, there's somebody out there in the world right now that's pissed that they're not going to get that
but
extra.
before that field goal was kicked, he thought he had no chance at it. Right?
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
literally
That's
like
what I
he's
was
already
gonna
like,
say.
yeah, it's not going to hit, and then it gets
Right.
blocked and returned by that 800-pound man for a touchdown, and it's
Yeah.
like, wow,
Which
Dude,
is
that was
scary.
Yeah.
wild.
That guy moving that fast.
Yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
big of a
Yeah.
human being.
Can
moving
you
that
imagine trying to stop that guy if you had like
fast. Can
you
you
had a
imagine
chance
running
to?
into that in a dark
Yeah.
alley?
No, there's no chance. Oh gosh, there's no chance. There's no chance. I'll tell you what that reminds me of though. The first time that I watched March Madness in Vegas, you know, with all the screens and all the games going on, and you know, obviously Duke, #1 seed, they're going to win the game. But at the end of the game, when this little white point guard from the other team grabs the ball and runs down and you know tries to shoot a shot to get his name in the book and makes it and you know misses the spread for everybody and everybody loses it. Like that's
Yeah.
it's the same type of thing. Like that happened. Like man, it's
Always
it's a-
somebody that's got something on
rough
the
beat.
line. You know,
it's
I was-
amazing how close those
All the
those
spreads
predictions
are
are.
crazy.
the
unbelievable.
spreads are insane.
I
I
love.
love the story last week you guys had on. Like that was amazing.
Oh yeah, the parlay.
The parlay, and then
That was crazy.
I was dying laughing listening to them talk about like the text thread about everybody having an opinion on whether or not to pull out.
Right, cash out or not? Yeah.
Shout out that ride.
Yeah, that was so funny. And then everybody became accountants or became, you know, they were like throwing out all these. I don't know. I could just totally see that happening with my group.
Dude, it's so great. Like, you know, and the funny thing about it is that to me, like that just tells you like so much about guys and like you go on a golf trip or you're on this, like just the things that he was talking about was so funny, man. It was so
Well,
good. I can just
really, I've
imagine.
never heard of that before. Like, I thought,
Yeah,
I'm going to try
that's
to.
pretty cool, actually. I thought,
Yeah, I thought that was great. I
Okay, we
was
got to
like,
add something to our pick'ems. We got to maybe do something like that here for the show.
Side
Get
bet.
everybody in.
Like a parlay.
I'd be in on that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
May have to add that into the mix. We'll have to steal that one.
But yeah, we
Yeah,
can do that with
teams, that was
each
pretty
week.
impressive. I mean,
I did lose a bad one last week on the Niners safety because the Niners they won by 1 point and I had a point and a half. I was giving up, so that would hurt.
so we're
hurts.
insulated from all this stuff going on out here in California. They don't allow us to. We can't bet. You know,
Oh,
like,
there's no sports betting in California.
we can't get on FanDuel. We can't
Really?
do that stuff. Yeah,
I would have
Which is
thought that
crazy.
California would.
I can get
out,
weed
yeah.
delivered to my front door, but I can't bet on that.
I know.
Right.
I would have thought that would have been. I don't know. I
You
guess they
can
haven't
even
figured out a
bet
way to
on it in
tax
Oregon. We
Right.
can't bet on college, but we can bet on the NFL.
That's
Don't they
wild.
have something that were like a lottery type thing in Oregon where you can go?
They do. I'm not familiar with it, but I just do DraftKings or what is it? I think it's DraftKings.
DraftKings.
Yeah, is what I do. So
Well,
Yeah,
they
it's
let
crazy.
you bet on pro because you don't have any pro teams there. I guess you got a bunch of college teams there. Maybe that's why they do that.
Don't
knows?
tell Morgan's not pro.
We can bet on like literally anything, and it's scary what you can bet on in New York. There was one time that like my brother and I were bored, and there's like Polish ping pong.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and like the stuff you
Yeah.
could bet on is like the totals, like the overall. Like you could bet like the match, not the game, but the match. You could even do like the single serve. Like it's absolutely insane.
In New York, you can bet like how many times a marathon runner goes to the bathroom in the race. You know, like this crazy stuff you guys can do there.
During the pandemic, I found marble racing. They were doing marble racing streaming, and
What is that?
Like drop a marble and it goes down.
they would
and-
have like 4 or 5 different lanes, and they would drop marbles, and they would see what
You're kidding.
bet on what marble. Because remember there was that period
This
of
is
time,
the
right?
most degenerate thing I've ever heard.
The
of.
most degenerate thing ever, right? Like at that point, I figured, Mike, I have
You
a
know you have a
competition
problem, yeah.
because
Yeah.
there was no sports on. It was that
Yeah.
period, you remember, like for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, where there was just nothing. And
Like,
There
was
was-
longer than that. Yeah.
yeah, so this popped up in my feed somewhere, and it took my attention away for longer than it
Oh
should.
man, reminds me of The Office with Kevin and his gambling problems. Oh, it's so
Oh
good.
my God, that's right.
So, quick question about the Eagles Rams before we move on: is this a preview of the NFC Championship game? Are they both going to get there? You think?
I don't think
Both look good. You don't think so?
I don't think so. You got Detroit that's coming back. You got.
I was
Green
going to
Bay.
say the Lions. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
There's a handful of teams in the NFC.
There are a couple, but
How cool would it be to see a Rams Lions NFC Championship?
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely down
I'd
for
be
that.
going Lions for that one, just because I like them better. But
Yeah.
you got the whole NFC West too. They're all over 500. I don't know that any one of those 4 teams is a powerhouse, but you know, I mean, they're all above 500.
Arizona's kind of a surprise for me a little bit. They only lost to the 49ers, but they started pretty hot.
Yeah. What do you think tonight,
yeah.
Tyson? What's your guess on that game?
Oh man, again, it's like I mean, obviously I'm gonna go with the Hawks, but I never know with Arizona, and Kyler Murray. Like, I mean, you being a Niners fan, you see him twice a year too.
Yeah.
Like, you just
He's a
don't
wild
know
card, man. Yeah.
what one's gonna show up, right?
Right.
Like he can
Yeah.
show up and look like, just skirting around everywhere, and you're like, where's this guy? And then the next minute he looks lost.
Yeah.
So with it being home, I'm not really sure about the Hawks yet and kind of what they're doing. I'll tell you this: I went to the first game against the Niners, and it was probably one of the first times I've been to a Seahawks game and just not known what to expect.
Yeah.
New quarterback. We've had the same quarterbacks for a long time, and we had Hasselbeck for 10 years. We had 1 year before we had Russell, and then we had Geno. And so,
No Smith. That's
right. I mean, we were kind of like when Geno came in, like, oh, what Geno are we getting here? But
He did good for them.
yeah, he did great. He held it, but it was just like I didn't know, and I didn't really. The Niners too, the same thing. They've got a lot of injuries and whatnot. So I don't know who these teams are yet in the NFC West, but they're definitely going to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they will. So I got a question for you guys because being a Niners fan, I swear they have more injuries than most teams. It feels like year after year, and I don't know if it's like something they do in their training or their recovery, but it's like if I'm part of that organization, I'm taking a deep dive into that.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't know. It does feel that way for sure, and I don't know why, but yeah, they've lost a lot of good people, and especially in critical moments too. I mean, they lost what was it, Greenlaw that went down in the Super Bowl?
On the sideline, jumping on the sideline,
just jumping on the sideline. Like, yeah, it's pretty wild. I don't know what's in the water out there, but something's going on.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it, they've had a lot of major. Purdy, a year.
Yeah.
Then they just really, and then Debo is always kind of hurt. So yeah, I don't know. It's a long season, but it feels like it could be over really fast.
Yeah. Well, and Bosa's out now too. I don't know if you saw that. He tore his ACL last weekend.
Yeah,
so that's a huge loss.
Oh yeah, Bosa. Yeah.
All right, Kale. Before we move on to next week, we have to talk about 2 things real quick. First of all, we got to talk about Bake Show. We got to talk about
3 weeks in a row.
3 weeks in a row. The first quarterback ever to have a game-winning comeback drive to win a game.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Pretty
he owns a ton. It was against the Jets. That's not necessarily something that you write home about, but
still
at home. But he did pull that game off, which again, that's it's pretty spectacular. So I'm enjoying that. I'd love to see them. They're going to win the NFC South. I'd love to see them go a long ways. I love Baker, but we'll see what happens with that. Baker Magic is back, and then we have to talk about the Bears taking down the Cowboys handedly.
They
Cowboys
on that one.
I think the Cowboys season might be done. I hate to say that at 1-2. But they just
did they actually ever have a season?
I was going to say, don't let the Cowboy fans know that.
Yeah, I mean, they've already moved on. They're not even watching anymore.
I just feel bad for anybody that's a Cowboys fan. One of my employees is like diehard, and they have so much faith in Dak.
They do,
and I'm like,
eternally optimistic.
Why?
Eternally optimistic, blind faith, stupid faith sometimes. Like, it's pretty crazy.
America's team, right?
But Caleb Williams, though, 300 yards, four touchdowns.
Yeah, free hot dogs. You guys see that for the place in Chicago? They said if Caleb Williams throws four touchdowns, it's free hot dogs. Like on Monday or Tuesday.
I wonder how many hot dogs
around the corner. It was great.
They're making them real slow.
Yeah.
Make sure that line's really long.
Real slow. They're not.
And it was raining. Everybody had their umbrella out there for.
Oh man!
Like, what's a hot dog cost? I mean, I'm not going to wait 2 hours for a free hot dog, but whatever.
Yeah, there's people will though. There are people that will do it. That's for sure.
Fumble every fourth one or throw a pick.
Right.
Change the shirt, go back and get another one. I mean, are they keeping track of who's getting in line. I mean,
Yeah.
That's
I don't
funny.
know.
So going back
Understand
to the Bucks, that was a bad beat for me too. Nate, you talk about bad beats. I took I think it was 6.5, and they were up by 6. They kicked that field goal. They're up by 9 with a couple minutes to go, and then it was like, well, that game's over after they
Was it
blocked
the
that.
Jets they were playing?
Yeah.
And talk about that's a rule that I didn't know either. I thought you were going to say that was the rule that you didn't know, is like that you can actually leap over the line if.
Oh
you
my
don't
God, yeah, it was insane.
use
That's a good point. I didn't think
Yeah.
about
As long as
that.
you don't
Not only
touch.
you can't leap over the center. That's the
Right,
thing.
but you
You
can leap
cannot
over the
leap
lineman.
But you leap over the line, and that guy
Yeah.
leaped. It was a clean leap.
Yeah,
He just throw a big old paw up there, right?
Yeah.
and then
Incredible
recovered it. I mean, it was unbelievable. He blocked it basically right to his path he was running, and then
and
picked
it
up
bounced
ran.
perfectly. It was like, "Poop,
That
thank
was-
you."
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But-
feel like, and I don't know if you guys are watching that, but I feel like those two blocked field goal returns happened within like what, 20 minutes, 30
Oh,
minutes?
it was
I mean,
close. It was less than that because we were
Yeah.
texting.
It was
about
the tail end of the 1 o'clock games, right? 'Cause I just
Yeah.
remember
Right,
Red
yeah.
Zone, they had like the quad screen up at one point, and then the commentators were just like,
When I saw
another
the
blocked
Eagles
field
won,
goal, and then
when
another
I saw
one
the
returned
Eagles
for a
won, I
touchdown.
thought it was a replay. Like I thought I was watching, maybe like my mind was like, oh, I've already seen this. Like, no, this is a different team. It's a different game.
Yeah.
There was a
That was
block
wild.
punt too. The Hawks had a block punt like right around that time too. That like they haven't been putting up. But there was a ton of special team stuff.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Special teams was on
returns.
fire.
You know, there was punt returns, kick returns, which you don't see much of anymore. You know, so it was.
Yep. And speaking of birds, the Falcons, poor Josh, that guy, he suffered
Oh,
greatly.
what a travesty!
Going down 30-0 to the Panthers. That's a rough one. That's a rough one. Yeah, I mean, I think he texted us. I'm trying to remember what he said.
It's embarrassing.
Okay.
He said,
He said, "Oh no, we got to get the exact thing, dude. This
Yeah.
is hilarious." He said, "Oh gosh, let me find it here. Where is it at? Oh, I went too fast." Anyways, he just said, "Yeah, he was like, this is embarrassing. I can't believe I'm watching this." It was so.
I
bad.
feel like every team deserves 1 week per season to have just an unorthodox game that does not represent who they are. You just don't want to have it in week 3.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of questions around that team too, right? Like, you know, is Penix the guy?
he doesn't look like it.
He doesn't
No.
look like it, you know, and and then you
said-
don't want to jump to conclusions either because you see these other, you know, the Darnolds. I hate doing this, but the Darnold, you know, and who else? That's kind of had a Geno. You know, some of these people have had late career resurgences. Baker, you know, so you don't want to give on them too early. But gosh,
Yeah, they got the right coaching situation. It seems like that's always the thing. They go to a better coach and they seem to do a better
Right.
situation for sure. Josh says, "So effing frustrating, man. It's sad, embarrassing." You could feel
Poor
it, man.
guy.
He was just, he was down in the dumps. He was down hitting the punching bag or something for sure.
looking for a roof.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, not good, not good.
All right. So this week's games, what's one on your guys' radar?
Hmm.
Besides tonight's.
Chiefs
Tomorrow,
in Baltimore.
not tonight. Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I want it to be Thursday.
I mean, I think that's the highlight game of my weekend.
It's a must-win game for both of them.
Both
I know,
teams,
1 and
both
3.
teams literally, yeah.
It's a
So-
must-win game, and I thought I was actually hoping that the Ravens would win because not only because I picked them, but also because that way they'd be 2-1 and maybe not feeling as urgent.
Mhm.
Right.
But now they're going to come in like, man, they got to win, we got to win. Yeah, that's going to be a big early game.
And
I would
where's
not have
that?
anticipated the Ravens. It's at Kansas City. I would not have anticipated the Ravens and the Chiefs being 1 and 2 with a must-win game in Week 3. Didn't have
Oh.
that one on the
Yeah.
card, that's for sure.
But I think if
I mean, home
anybody can
field
pull it
though,
out, those
right.
guys are. They're, you know, those are two strong teams. You know, they kind of how I felt about the Eagles in that game too. I never like, but the Rams, like I didn't think that they were really dominating that much. I felt like the Eagles were kind of still around, and like those teams that if you leave them hanging
They find
around,
a way.
they'll
Right.
find
They
a
just-
way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I kind of
You
feel like
can't
that
do
about the Chiefs, and like they're so much longer. Like the stats don't like
They're not
they
reflective.
exclude them. They're not, you know, like there's a lot of teams that have gone, you know, like this that are like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and you know whatnot, but they weren't
Yeah.
as good teams as like some like the Chiefs.
Yeah. Yeah. A game I'm looking forward to is the Browns and Lions. I want to see if the Browns defense is legit against the Lions, or if the Lions offense is able to score some points on them. I mean, if the Lions score 2 touchdowns, obviously I think that
Yeah,
game's
it's a
probably-
9.5 point opening spread on that.
What was
You
the
know what?
spread last week
Here's
though
what I
against the
look at every
Packers?
week.
What was the spread against the Packers though? It had to be
It was
up
double
there, didn't it?
digits.
Yeah.
Okay.
mean,
all right. Fair.
which is crazy in the NFL. You don't really
Yeah.
see many double digits.
I know, and then they won, and so I'm curious to see if the Lions' offense is really getting it going, and they're going to be better. I mean, this game could be like a 7-6 game if the Lions can't score, because the Browns can't score. So
But I think what the Lions have is they have that trickery that they do.
Yeah.
And they'll
If they
bust
can run
out
the
a
ball.
play.
Yeah.
Even like the double pitch down there, I was like, that was a good time to pull that out at the goal line. So
Yeah,
if they
how
can run the
aggressive
ball
Dan
half
Campbell
as good as
is.
they did last week, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
What was that, Nate?
I said I love how aggressive Dan Campbell is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's fun to watch.
How can you not like that? I mean, I don't know why anybody would not like that. That guy, I love to see it. Absolutely.
I used to say the same thing about Miami's coach McDaniel, and then I started to realize he's just kind of a dweeb.
Yeah,
Not so.
I don't know
envious.
how he leads. I
don't know how he has a job.
alpha males like that. I get it, a coordinator, but
yeah. Maybe that's the
He could
problem.
be
I
an
don't
OC
know.
for sure, but yeah, I don't know.
All right, we got Eagles at Bucks.
That's a big one.
Either the Eagles are that good and they're going to go in there and win, or Bake's going to show that they're legit and pick up a win. It's 2 3-0 teams.
Yeah,
now
Yeah.
Evans is out though, right?
yeah.
He's out 2 to 4 weeks with a hamstring.
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
That's
Yeah,
going to
They
be
might
a
get
big
Godwin
loss.
back though too. They were saying he might. I feel like he's coming back soon.
Yeah,
Like
that's going to be a big loss.
If you're a
over that.
Philly fan and you snuck that win through last week, and Baker's looking pretty good. So I'd be.
Well, I mean, the Bucks
I'd feel
snuck a win
optimistic
against the
about that
Jets at
game, but
home.
you gotta fire on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I-
the Bucks snuck in a win at home against the Jets. I wouldn't say they're
Wearing
firing
their
all cylinders.
creamsicle jerseys or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
those dude. My daughter was
hate
like,
those.
"Dad, what are they wearing?" I'm like, "Those
I
are the
hate those
classics. Those are
jerseys.
the old school ones." She goes,
It
"Those are
reminded me of
ugly."
do you guys remember the drink Sobe? It was like a lizard in a glass
Yeah.
bottle from the 90s. It
Mhm.
reminded me of the Sobe Tsunami, the creamsicle flavored one. I was like, what are they wearing? But anyway,
I always like a good '90s reference.
yeah. Yeah.
Special
Now-
time.
Okay, two more games we got to look at. One is we got with the Packers going to the Cowboys. Got Micah Parsons returning home to the Cowboys. Is that going to be a beatdown,
I think it's a
or are the
beatdown.
Cowboys going to? Are the
Yeah.
Cowboys going to surprise everybody, and the Packers play 2 bad ones in a row?
No, I think for 2 reasons that Micah and the whole team's going to be energized, and they got to come back after last week because they were talking about going undefeated just last week, and now they.
Were they really? I didn't hear that. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's
pride comes before the fall, man.
yeah.
Trey was
before-
Trey's offended by if KC's not going undefeated, then nobody's.
I'll tell you what. Look at the Bills schedule. I mean, they got They don't have a very hard schedule. When you were talking early, Nate, I looked at that. I was like, they actually got a pretty.
I'm telling you that-
Every hard opponent, or I would say the most difficult matchups are all at home,
Yeah.
and their
Very
road
favorable
schedule
schedule
is,
this year. Yeah, for sure.
pending any injuries or just dumb games. It's
The
a
number 1
fairly-
seed, yours to lose.
What's that?
The number 1 seed, yours to lose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a heavy weight to carry.
that's
How
right.
do you think there's
That's
going to be so back to the Green Bay game? Is there going to be a lot of traveling fans with "Thank you, Jerry" signs?
Oh heck yeah!
right. T-shirts.
I hope so.
I know.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Cowboys fans just selling tickets; they want to be there.
Is it in
Yeah.
Dallas?
It's
Yeah.
in Dallas. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in Dallas. And
Well,
then
this-
Monday night.
The explosion if they lose.
I'm telling you,
that's
that'd be
gonna
pretty
be-
wild.
Yeah, there'll be.
That's got to be.
a lot going on.
Yeah, but that's only 6.5 point spread in that game. Monday night, we got the tale of the losers between the Jets and the Dolphins.
What a
Nobody's going to watch that. Kudos to the NFL for making it a doubleheader because the Bengals and the Broncos play, but that might not be a good game either.
Right.
Monday night
They're
might be a
both bad
snoozer
games.
this week.
Both.
Who's the guy that got that on Monday night?
I
Get
don't
him
know.
fired. I don't know how you look at that.
Well, honestly, they probably thought the Bengals Broncos game would be a good game.
Right.
With Joe Burrow
that
and
one,
Bo
yeah.
Nix, and so that's why I think they
every
did
team
a double. But
every team does get us. Is it at least one primetime game per year? That's
don't
like
know. Is that a rule?
with the schedule.
Is it?
Yeah, maybe a new
Yeah.
rule because I know.
I remember when the Bills sucked 15 years ago. I remember going to Monday night games, Thursday night games, and I was like, oh, we're gonna get our ass kicked. But it was fun, right? So
yeah, those games. Monday night's gonna be a snoozer this week.
Yeah.
But I do
Unless
like
you
the
bet on
double header. I mean, what do you guys think about that? So this is a question for you on the East Coast.
If you're West Coast, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
East
So
Coast
anytime I'm
sucks.
on the East Coast and I start watching I'm a big Warriors fan, and so we would be out there, during the playoffs, and they start these games at 10 o'clock at night.
Well, the
I'm like,
last one
how
was,
is
I think, the
Monday
Vegas
Night
Chargers
Football?
game that started at 9.
Yeah.
And here, 7 your time, but it started 9 here, so 10 there. Like that was
Right.
crazy. This week it starts at 7:15 here, 8:15 on the East Coast. It was not as late, but still, that 10 o'clock start a couple weeks ago, that was brutal for a Monday night game. Can you imagine being an NFL pundit that works in New York and you got to watch that game or do something with that game and then be up at 3 in the morning, like 4 in the morning?
Yeah.
Golly, that would be rough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when we lived on the West Coast in Portland, I loved that because sports, were over early. You could watch the whole game and go to bed on time and not be tired the next day. Like I love that. But East Coast is brutal, man.
I know. When we're texting with Josh,
I think it's so strange to me to think that like on the West Coast, you're watching football games at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And college games at 9 a.m.
9. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great way to wake up.
East Coast, like we get to go to church and then come home and have some time and
Have
then
lunch.
and then you click on the TV.
Yeah. Your game still start till 1.
I was like, what do you
12.
do all morning? That was my thing.
I know,
what do you
right?
do all morning. I was out at a Colts game a couple years ago, and I got it. They played at 1 o'clock, so 10 o'clock, whatever time. But I was like, what do you do all morning? Like there was no football on. Then usually
Gates open at 9, so you got the stadium.
I know what you're doing. I know what you do in Buffalo. You guys are out there jumping on tables,
breaking tables.
Yeah.
But what's funny in the Midwest being at 12, because the game started at 12 here right at noon, which I think is worse than both the East Coast and the West Coast. Because if you are in church, everybody's like speed this thing up. We want to go, and the pastor's like, I'm almost done. Like, I mean, it's every week. It's like this is it'd be better to go 10 or 1. Either one's better than noon. That's for sure.
But I will tell you, the 10 a.m. games when I was in college blew.
Yeah.
You'd be out Saturday night.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah,
you never sober up. You
catch the
probably
second
just wake
half.
up and crack another one open.
Catch the second half, man. That's all you can do with
crack
that.
another Coors Light in the morning. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, it's going to be good. We got the Bears and the Raiders, and I think the Bears are going to take the Raiders pretty easily, and Caleb will get some more confidence and go. They'll be 2-2. Bears will be 2-2 after this week, and Caleb will silence some of the haters a little bit more this week, but we'll see.
It's got a lot.
That's going to be like a dominant victory.
I think so. I mean, the Raiders they're just terrible, dude. They're just
it's
the only game the Raiders get up for, literally, is the Chiefs. That's the only game that they care about in their whole season is playing the Chiefs. Everyone else, they just suck. They're just terrible. I mean, it's brutal. So
the Raiders they're right below the Cowboys. It's like Cowboys, Raiders, and the most delusional.
Except Raiders fans have no hope, Tyson. Like none. You talk to Coleman, that dude is defeated in mid-August. Like he is defeated as a fan in mid-August. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. You've talked to him before.
Oh yeah.
He's realistic.
Most Raider fans are.
He's like, we're gonna suck. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's interesting being out here because like I didn't know how many like Raider fans would still be around after they left Oakland and went to Vegas, and you would be surprised. Like I don't think they lost that many. Maybe it's a generational thing. Maybe that'll
right now it is totally. Yeah.
But
man, they're just terrible. I mean, and I like Pete Carroll a lot. I kind of hoped for him. I thought Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. I thought, man, maybe they could win 7 games, 8 games. I could be pretty relatively legit. Maybe third in the AFC West, but man, like they're terrible.
Yeah,
they're terrible. So I think Caleb's they're gonna win. I think Ben Johnson's got enough up his sleeve. Caleb's getting a little more confident. I think it's a 2-score game.
I agree.
Okay. I know where
the spread's only 1.5 though. That's the crazy thing.
Is it really?
Yeah, 1.5 for Chicago. Yeah.
Wow, most guys know better than I do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they do.
You bet on them, and you're like, how? How do they know this? It's just odds and.
Well, I got caught up in the Apple Cup this weekend. It was like a 20-point spread, and I was like, "There's no way they're beating us by 20." And what did they end up beating us like by 30 or something like that? And I'm like,
Tyson, you have to explain the Apple Cup to the non-West Coast people.
Well, I'm sorry, UW, Washington, University of Washington, Washington State. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Typically, it used to be played at the end of the season,
right?
Around Thanksgiving.
Right. Civil War, Oregon State, Oregon, same thing.
Like Civil War.
Yeah,
yeah. But now with they move in divisions and stuff, they put it earlier in the season, so it's still a little weird for us out here. This is where houses get divided.
for at least a week.
For at least
For at
a week.
least
It used
a
to
week.
make Thanksgiving really interesting. They would put it after Thanksgiving, so you
Yeah.
could at least get the Thanksgiving in before things got nasty.
Yep. Yep. All right, Kill, listen, we got 5 minutes. We have to talk Ryder Cup that starts in 2 days. We have to talk about this.
Oh yeah.
The controversy is actually off the golf course right now.
Yeah,
I don't know if you've been
about to
following
pay.
this. Brandel Chambly, this guy this bloviator. I'm not a fan of his at all. He's won
No.
one time on the PGA Tour. He's never played in a Ryder Cup. And here he is. He's bad-mouthing Bryson DeChambeau because he's a live golfer, not on the PGA Tour. And every PGA Tour player in their press conference came back and defended Bryson. So that's a good sign for Team USA. Maybe he's doing it on purpose just to give him something to fight for
Yeah.
even more. But that's number one. And then number two, this is the first year the players get paid to
Yep.
play in the Ryder Cup. And a lot of people are down on that. Like, well, they should be playing for their country and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? This thing produces $50 million.
Yeah, this
in
is not a
revenue
charity.
for the
Yeah,
PGA Tour. Like,
Shador Sanders graduated college as a millionaire.
yeah, how are we
You're
not
getting paid
paying
on
the
the Ryder
players to
Cup,
play in this?
understand.
Like that, like who has a problem with that? We have college kids playing getting paid on Saturdays. We're upset that the U.S. Ryder Cup team is getting paid to play the Ryder Cup and generate $50 million.
Yep.
And the Europeans are like, oh, we don't take any money.
Yeah.
We play for team pride. Like that,
Right.
go, you know, whatever.
Right.
Go back across the pond. You know,
Yeah. Some pretentious.
I think the USA has a lot, even more to play for now than they did before. And that New York crowd is going to be rowdy. They're
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
rowdy.
always a great time. Those,
Yeah,
those
Bethpage.
up in New
Bethpage
York.
Black. What a great venue. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope, you know, the historically, the Americans have struggled in the foursomes, which is alternate shot, because it's really a team game at that point. Four
Yeah.
ball, they each play their own ball. It's just like normal. But foursomes, you got to play alternate shot, and they've really struggled in that. So if they get those pairings right and they can get off to a hot start, man, they could run away with this thing. But that's
I have to
it's
remind
such-
myself of the format of the Ryder Cup every single time.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah.
Yep.
It is-
Four ball usually in the morning, although the captains get to pick, the home captain gets to pick which one is first. But four ball in the morning, which is all four players play their own ball, and it's the best score that's given. And then foursomes in the afternoon is only two balls in play, alternate shot, and that's hard. That is a hard format. A lot of pressure not to put your partner in the junk. You know?
It's
Yeah,
only a
that is
3-day
hard.
tournament, though, right? Isn't it like Friday?
It's a 3-day tournament, so they play Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday is singles, 12 matches.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's you got to win 14.5 points if you're not holding the cup. If you are holding the cup from the last one, you only have to win 14 to retain it, which is a tie, 14-14.
Yeah.
So if you tie, you retain the cup. If you want to win it back, you got to win at least 14.5. And
So we-
in the last 26 years, there have been two teams that have come back from a 10-6 deficit on Sunday to win. So anything's possible if they stay in it.
Yeah. So being in New York, are we going to see any Bills fans on the course?
Nah, it's over
So
in Long
far
Island.
away. So like,
Yeah.
you know, Buffalo is a lot of people like don't realize where Buffalo's located. We are closer to Toronto, Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
So Bethpage, I believe, is in Long Island, right? Like
Yep,
the
it is.
eastern half of Long
Yeah,
Island, and
It is.
it would be probably a 8-hour drive.
Yeah.
Really that
Yeah.
far?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
you know, you're not
You'll
Yeah,
gonna
see
get to New York
more-
City to get there. So
You'll
New
see
York
more
City's like a
Patriots
7-hour
fans
drive.
there than you'll see Bills fans.
Yeah,
that's
you
for
might
sure.
see Patriots. Definitely not Giants or Jets because they're both garbage.
Yeah.
Well, they might because they don't want to go to the game. You might actually get more Jets and Giants fans.
Yeah.
I saw this stat. I saw this tweet. It was hilarious. This guy said that the two football teams in New York are 0-6, or said it's a bad state of affair for New York football teams this year. And somebody said the Bills are the only actual team in New York. So he got
Yeah,
it wrong.
true.
Like this guy's tweet
That's
wasn't even
true.
right.
The Jets and Giants are in New
They're
Jersey.
both in Jersey.
Well,
Right.
we call them the New Jersey Jets whenever we play them twice a year. So
Yeah,
yeah.
as you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Well, we
Over
gotta
there.
hit college football real quick too because we got it's.
I got to turn the oven on. Keep going. I'll be right back.
All right, we got a lot of big games. There's a little bit of I don't know if it's controversy, but game day is at Happy Valley for Penn State, Oregon, when you have Alabama and Georgia playing as well at the same time. So
I think
Well-
that says more about what people think about Alabama.
yeah,
I think
I do too.
Alabama is
And you got Nick Saban on the
Sales,
show. Maybe he
yeah.
doesn't want to go back to Alabama. Who knows? Maybe,
Yeah,
I
Well-
love that, man. I mean, obviously, I'm a Pac-12 or old Pac-12 guy, so anytime I can see, an old Pac-12 team out, messing things up across the country, it's kind of fun.
yeah.
Have you guys been following the field goal kicking for $100,000? Have you guys been
Pretty
following?
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's the best
Dude,
thing about Saturday mornings, man.
I know. That's the only thing I tuned
Is
in
it
for. I
like
could
they
care less
take
about
a
their picks. I
fan?
want to see if the kid makes the field goal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Have you- so Nate, Pat McAfee puts up, I think, $150,000 of his own money, and they got the field goal there, and I think it's a 30 or 35 yarder.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
not
pick
a chip shot.
Yeah, they pick a kid out of the audience to do it. I don't know how they pick the kid, but they pick a kid out of the audience, and he gets one kick, and if he makes it, he gets 150,000 cash.
Has
A lot
anyone
of
made it
times-
this year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, Pat McAfee a couple of weeks ago bumped it up to 250 for a kid, and he made it.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, I mean, there have been some kids that have made these kicks, and people go nuts. Like, to me, that's the best part of college game day. The picks I could care less about, especially with Corso no longer on there. But although I will say, Pat McAfee next to Nick Saban is made for TV.
Oh, it's
the best.
great.
It's the best.
So good.
Yeah,
My favorite is
he
when
just-
the music's playing and they're dancing, and Nick Saban's just sitting there. He's not moving
no.
at all, and Pat's just he's
And then he's got with Pat's needle in him, like they're the perfect personality. And then
Yeah.
Nick is just like this guy is crazy. Like I don't.
Yeah.
You can see it on their faces. It just kind of watch.
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Does anybody watch? Has anybody watched the big noon kickoff with what they're doing over there with Portnoy and Barstool Sports? Have you
I have
watched
not
that?
watched
I've heard about it. I have not watched it.
Yeah, I haven't either. They're trying to recreate what game day is.
Yeah.
I don't know
Oh,
if
are they?
they've had much success? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder
No.
if Portnoy and Barstool are going to have a long future. I don't know.
I mean, he bought it back for a buck. I mean, he
dollar.
owns it now.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy story. That whole thing is a
know.
crazy story. What a winner in that. Hey, we didn't talk about this yet, but just real quick, what do you guys think about Indiana? Are they legit? Are they
Ooh, good
like
question.
that's they destroyed Illinois.
They
They're
routed
4-0. They're playing some good football. I think people just don't have any respect for them because they've never been a football school. Like the brand's
Yeah.
the brand,
Right.
but they're playing good football right now.
Yeah, they come out to Oregon next week, so we'll see. I mean, it's a tough 2 weeks for Oregon. You got
Yeah.
Penn State, and then Indiana, who nobody thought at the beginning of the season they're like, oh, they don't have any games, and then all of a sudden Indiana. I mean, what was it, like 63-9 or something like that?
I still
It
can't
was-
get
it was a-
my
it was a
brain
beatdown.
around the fact that Indiana's coming out to
Yeah,
Oregon.
Washington. Yeah, they're playing
You know,
Washington.
That's just
They're-
so
yeah, yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Hearing some of these matchups, they just don't jive. But
Ohio State's
I'm
coming to
happy to
Washington
see
this
it.
week.
yeah,
You know?
Ohio State, Washington. I remember once in a while Washington would get a big. They'd schedule a big time school
Yeah.
out there. But
Yeah.
the big
LSU, Ole Miss, 2 teams 4-0. What do you
Yeah,
think?
that's a big one too.
That's a big one. Is Ole Miss for real?
Well, we'll find out.
We'll
It's
find
at Ole
out.
Miss.
Right.
We'll find out. Yeah, there's some good games. I mean, this is like I feel like we're starting to get into the meat of the season.
Yeah,
We're gonna
it's-
start to
it's
see
a
some
really
of these
good week.
matchups.
How do you guys feel
Um,
about the expanded playoff format?
It's not enough. We talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
For me, it's not enough. I
want
think it
more.
needs to be. I think it needs to be 16. And here's why.
It's 12 now, right?
Yeah,
It's 12 now.
Yeah.
16 doesn't add any more time. It just
No.
means that those 4 teams don't get buys. And Josh made this point last year. He's crazy. I want to tell him that. And I told him to his face on the show. But he said, well, hey, if you want to get a buy, you just play well. I'm like, listen, in the NFL, there's only 2 buys available.
Right.
Why are we giving 4
Yeah.
buys in the NCAA tournament? Why don't we have all 4 teams play another team, get 16 teams in, and now you get some upsets. You get some Cinderella stories that
Yeah.
might happen. I don't know. I
I
want to see
someone
some-
tried to make the argument to me last week. They're like, this new playoff format sucks. It should just be the top 2 teams. There's no reason that a number 7 seed should be able to win it. And if a number 1 gets knocked out early, I'm like, so you don't think the best team should be able to have a chance to win? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
if they're
we're
the
gonna
best team, they'll still win.
more
Okay.
football is better in my eyes.
Yeah, really. I think as the NIL is balancing college football out, this 12 team is going to be better. I think the 12 team got instituted a little bit too early, so we start seeing those blowouts, those first couple rounds, because there was still that
TCU.
lopsided, stuff. But
That
I
one
think
hurt.
as this NIL thing is going to start even the playing field. They're not going to have the Alabama dynasties. You're not going to have, you're going to have those schools that, are always good, but I think it's going to close that gap where you can get some of these upsets, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And
think about
that's
that. If you get the
how-
automatic bid from the Big 5 power conference, you get the automatic bid. There's 5 teams right there. So you're talking about
Right.
11. If we go to 16, you're talking about 11 at-large teams.
Right.
And you're telling me there's not 11 teams in the country that are good enough to play for that? I think there are.
Yeah, but what I've seen is they really want to load it with Big Ten and SEC teams, which I
Right.
get.
If those are in the top 16, then that's fine. But
I
just
think
feel like it
automatic
opens the door.
bids too. Like it's like
Yeah.
a certain amount of automatic bids. So now you're basically having like 8 or 9 teams from those 2 divisions. But those are the 2 strongest.
Those are
so.
typically the best. But I just think but what it says is like if you're a Missouri Valley Conference team, for example, or some of these other teams, and you just have a really good season, you have a shot. You get it.
Yeah.
Those kids get a
That part I
shot,
love.
I think
And that's
the
what we love
talent
about
level's there.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's what we love about
locking into it.
And that's what we love about March Madness
Right.
is a team from Hampton has a shot to knock off Duke,
Right.
you know,
Yep.
and they only do it once every 20 years. But when it happens, it's worth it. It's so
Yeah.
worth it. So you might only get one 16 seed ever to win a college football playoff game. But how cool of a story would that be to have a 16 knock off a one, you know?
I think there was a bigger gap, honestly, like on athletes than there was before, like, you know, SEC, the Big Ten, things like that.
Oh, 100%.
Now it's starting to, you know, close a little bit where, you know, in basketball, it's always been closed. I mean, there's always the good teams, but really in football it was like there was the studs, they had everybody, and, you know, there was nobody there. One of the, real quickly, I'll say this was really interesting. I thought was kind of part and parcel for why this is different is the quarterback for Tennessee this year, they had no offers coming out of college.
Mm-hmm.
He went to San Francisco City College, went to Diablo Valley Community College, got at Appalachian State, balled out of Appalachian State, and now he's, you know, playing in the SEC.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that wouldn't happen in the past. That guy would be rotting on a roster somewhere, and, you know,
He'd be the best quarterback Diablo Valley Community College has ever had.
right.
Didn't he go?
He'd have all the records. That's what it would be.
And I don't know if you said it, but didn't he go to UCLA and they almost basically did
that's
a
right.
swap?
That's
They
what it
didn't-
was.
Transfer.
it-
Yeah.
The guy from
Yeah.
Tennessee didn't get enough money.
Yeah, there was a swap.
And then he's
Yeah,
like,
it was a
"Well, I'm
trade.
out if you're going to bring this guy in and give him
Right.
The first trade in the NCAA football.
Yeah.
When you
conference
just you see the kids, you know, they get, especially at that age, man, like 2-3 years makes a big difference. You
Oh.
know, if
Yeah.
you can, you know, matriculate your way up, or, you know, get somewhere and get some reps and
Develop.
whatnot, where
yeah,
typically
maybe
those
so.
guys, high draft or high recruited kids are going to go sit 2 or 3 years over in Alabama.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. You know, Tyson, to your point, I give Kale a hard time about this all the time because we're both Oregon Ducks fans. Man, back in the day, Ducks get to, you know, the big game, can't win it, can't
I agree.
compete, can't stay up with them. I mean, it happened last year with Ohio State, sadly. You know, like they just can't
That was a
compete.
buzzsaw.
You know,
Well, and I think Oregon now is closing that gap. They were kind of one of the first West Coast teams.
because they're playing those teams on a regular basis a little more.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Big Ten. Right.
SC
Yeah.
was always kind of the one team that kind of on the West Coast that could compete, but then
Right.
Oregon, UW every once in a while would pop up with a team. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I just think the talent is being dispersed across the country a lot more. You're seeing, you know, better football because kids are getting a chance to grow and
Yeah.
whatnot. But
One of the silver linings of NIL for sure
Yeah.
is the distribution of talent.
it's wild. I real quickly, we know somebody here that I've told Trey this, that kids of 4-star out here just committed to Ohio State. He's a free safety. It comes with 1.5 million for 4 years, that position. So this kid's going to come out of school, $6 million and college education, and
Maybe a career in the NFL, maybe not. Yeah, it doesn't
But
matter at that point.
He's got an agent. He signed with CAA and he's a junior in high school.
It's wild, man. It's a different game.
Isn't that
It's a different
wild?
game.
Like it
Oh,
just blew me
man.
away when I heard that. I was like, so
You
my
know,
first thought was like, what does a receiver get? You know, they're probably,
you know who's the most pissed about all of this? I think looking at this has got to be Chris Webber from Michigan. He was like the original NIL, like just pissed off walking past, you know, stores selling his jersey and he gets nothing for it. You know, like, I mean, those guys have got to be like, man, I grew up in the wrong time.
Yeah.
well, even Manziel, man. Like, I mean, he was a first, but really, he was the
How
first,
much would that guy have made if he
He
was
got
in the NIL
paid.
area? Well, he got paid, but how much more would he have made
Yeah.
right?
if he was in this era?
Yeah.
He went through a whole lot of shit to kind of like break.
I mean, that guy was just flashing the dollar signs. I mean, can you imagine the deals that he would have had going at that point? My God,
It must be how the old time football players feel about, you know, like the old college athletes. You know, they're only 2 or 3 years out removed, but how they feel is probably similar to how like the NFL players for the 70s and the 80s feel watching these guys make millions of dollars.
Or
For NBA players, good night.
Yeah.
These guys are
that's
making
another-
50, 60 mil a year for 82 games. I mean, that's wild.
So
So wild
we-
money it's out there.
Yeah, one thing on the NBA before we get out of here, Tyson. I don't know if you and Nate are NBA fans, but
Nope.
I know Trey is.
Big time.
Houston, Fred VanVleet going down with torn ACL, missing the season. What does that do to their title hopes?
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tyson. Go ahead.
No, I agree. I don't know. I think so. I mean, that's going to submarine him. I mean, he was the one guy that kind of really. I've become more of a fan of him over the years. Let me just put it that way. And I think he kind of the good thing about him is he makes other people better around him.
Yeah,
And
true.
I felt that they had a chance to get to the Western Conference Finals. That's what I felt before that happened.
Yeah.
And now with this, I mean, they'll probably make the playoffs in like an 8, 9, maybe 7. They'll still be decent. But man, he's like the engine. I mean, you lose that. That's hard to, unless they make a good trade or get somebody in there that can fill those shoes. Not that he's irreplaceable, but he's solid. So that was a tough loss in that regard.
We got that coming down the pike here, man. Like they're getting ready to go.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, baby.
It's the best time of the year. Well, and then I was joking with my buddies because we got my Mariners are in the running.
Oh yeah,
and so to have it used to be the Giants. The Giants were there but this time of year where you got playoff baseball, college football in full speed, NFL's picking up. It's like
Ryder Cup
year.
Yeah, there's just a whole lot of cool stuff going on.
They got us. Tyson, we've talked about this. They got us the whole year. They keep getting these moments where it's like, this is so great. This is the best time of the year.
Yeah, there's a little gap. I think where was it? I think it was in March or something.
February to April because there's only hockey and NBA at that point, which is not bad. But it's regular season, no playoffs.
Mm-hmm. We're all hungover from football.
Football's done. Baseball hasn't started yet. No playoffs are happening at that point yet. So it's kind
weather's shitty.
Yeah.
Let me ask a baseball question.
What are you talking about, man? You're out California. You don't know about that.
So Mariners, speaking of which, there's out of the teams in the American League that have not clinched yet, you've got Boston, Detroit, Houston, and Cleveland, I think. Yeah. And there's only 3 seats available. You've got a division and 2 wild cards. The Yankees already they clinched at least a wild card. So who do you think Boston, Houston, Detroit, and Cleveland? Who's not making it to the postseason? I'm thinking Houston.
Houston for one. I
would love for Houston not. I hate those guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is all rooted.
Yeah,
that's for sure. I mean, I think Boston is going to be. I mean, I'm not sure who they're playing, but I think they'll be.
Boston's
fine.
Playing Toronto. They beat Toronto last night, and they got Toronto tomorrow and Friday. I'm a Red Sox fan, and then they finish off against. I forget it. It's not an easy one though.
They've only got like 5 games left.
5 games left. Yeah.
The problem is Toronto still has something to play for. I mean, they still have.
Yeah, the Yankees are, I think, a game behind them.
They're a game back, right? I mean, they still have something to play for here. So that's going to be tough.
What our country needs is a good old Red Sox Yankees like series. I don't care if it's a wild card series, an ALDS, ALCS. Like we haven't had.
I don't know if we can handle that. That might.
Always, dude.
That type of rivalry right now,
dude. One of my favorite documentaries is on the 04 ALCS.
Oh yeah,
that was so good. And I was bummed because the Cardinals made the playoffs that year and they got swept by the Red Sox. But the Red Sox were down 0-3 to the Yankees and came back and won 4. And that documentary is great. I mean, Kevin Millar is so good in that series.
Isn't he the best? Like there were so many characters on like both
Pedro
teams,
Martinez. My gosh,
during that time. Which made it even better because like right now if they were to do it like who
my
the
players. He's like, don't hit my players. I love that. It's such a good statement.
He's standing on the mound going
that was like I think that was probably the peak Red Sox.
Sure.
At least in my lifetime, for sure. In my lifetime. Because the Red Sox were good in the 80s and the Yankees sucked. And the Yankees were good in the 90s, Red Sox sucked. And then that was when, man, that stretch was so good.
Yeah. And like now, if they were to play now, I mean, the Yankees got some players, but really there's just not it was
a mystique back then.
Yeah.
There's something because the Yankees were coming off so many wins and Red Sox hadn't won in so long. There was just something about it at the time. The tension was so high.
Yeah.
It was so
all the players. I mean, I could still probably name all those players. Like we had Bernie Williams was there. Gosh, I don't know, but there was a whole bunch of like named players that had,
the Red Sox were loaded too.
Yeah, the Red Sox too. Yeah, back and forth.
See, the Astros the Astros have the Athletics and the Angels. Like that's the bad part is that they're just playing teams that suck, and so I hate to say it, but I feel like they have probably the best shot of not missing at this point, even though they're towards the back, just because of who they're playing. So
yeah.
I watched them this weekend because they played the Mariners all 3 games, and they didn't look like they had the kind of the oomph. But I mean, just watching them over the years, they just seem so dominant. Altuve was always coming up with a, single or a double.
That little dude, man, I swear.
I tell you what,
he's a freak.
He is great. I was lucky. I was out at Freight Fest in Houston, and that year they won the World Series, and I had a buddy there that called me the night of Game 6 and said, "Hey, I got an extra ticket. Do you want to come?" So I was able to go, and that was when Jordan went yard, and
Is this like 2017 or how
Yeah.
long? Yeah,
no, it was 2021.
Yeah, it would have been later. Yeah.
Yeah.
1 or 2, 2021 or 2. Yeah.
22, something like that. Yeah, but it was one of those that team though, right? Like everybody,
Altuve, Bregman,
Greg,
the whole crew. Yeah,
Springer,
yeah.
Of course, Springer. He was great. To go back to your point, Detroit has the hardest schedule to finish the season. They play the Guardians. That's a direct series for the division title.
That's for their division, yeah.
And
then is it Boston? Is that how they
and then they play Boston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I mean, they to me they've got the toughest stretch. They're either going to win the division or they're going to be out. I think Cleveland or Boston might be that way. Like you would do the win division or you're out because they both have relatively tough schedules to end. Obviously, Cleveland has to play Detroit, but then they play Texas. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
It's a great time of year.
One Cal from Seattle. I mean, that guy is just in
beast mode. Tyson, we got to get him a Devo bat, man. We got to get him signed. Sign that guy. Come on.
I'm a part owner in a wooden baseball bat company, and so Trey is always, players. We need
Dude, Cal's got to be like the first. He's got to be the first one, man. I'm telling you. You guys need to make like 10 bats and just drive to the Seattle and just.
I was a little torn up. I was a little torn up because he passed Griffey, and Griffey's my Willie Mays.
Yeah, Griffey's amazing.
Yeah.
And so to have that record, in Seattle, and then him coming, but then it's like, I mean, he's going to hit 60. The crazy part, you look at baseball now with no hint or whiff of steroids. There was 4 guys that hit over 50 home runs this year.
Yeah. It's become the 4-minute mile in ways. Like it's getting a lot easier for people to do it normally. But Cal, he's got something to play for because he obviously passed Mickey Mantle. He's the greatest switch hitting home run hitter in the American League single season. He passed Griffey. He's got Judge coming up.
Yeah.
He's got Maris. He's got Ruth. Like he's got some names that'd be pretty sweet to pass those 3 names if he could.
Right. And I think most people still kind of hold those names. You know what I mean? Like that's
the OGs.
That's the pantheon, right?
Yeah, the OGs. So it'd be cool to see him do it. He's had a heck of a season.
It's fun. It's been a long time, and I moved down here in the Bay Area in 2001, and that was the year they had 116, and then they lost to the Yankees.
Dude,
and
Seattle's had some of the best players all time for not winning a World Series. Like the best players all time. I know Randy Johnson, Ken Griffey, obviously both Ken Griffey,
Alex
Rodriguez, Ichiro. I mean, dude's unbelievable. I mean, you guys have had some really good players for not winning. Shocking.
Yeah, not even sniff it. So I know we got to go here probably, but last year they went and they had the 1 or 3 game playoff. First time they've been in the playoffs in 20 years. And I flew up to Seattle because it was actually the game was on Saturday night. The Seahawks game on Sunday. So we did a Saturday night Mariners, and then we went to the Seahawks on Sunday. But the Saturday game was 18 innings.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
18
That's
innings.
Awesome.
I don't even remember leaving the stadium because it was just like
that whole area. You just hung out.
We just hung out. I was with somebody. We had a suite, and so the beers kept going. And like I think by like halfway through, like the 16th inning, we didn't even know a baseball game was going on anymore. Like, at that point,
that was 2018, the Game 3 of the World Series, Red Sox Dodgers. It was the night before my wedding. I was up till 3 a.m. It was 18 innings. They lost because they were going to sweep on my wedding night. They took it in 5 games. So
that's amazing.
I was very tired.
But yeah, it was exhausting, man. It was like 18 innings. We had 2 baseball games for 1, and then it was like 0, or 1-1 or something like that. And then in the 18th inning, there was a home run. So I mean, there was no action going on. And,
crazy.
In baseball,
it's just so hard to watch games that long.
Right?
Yeah, that's a long.
I miss that. I missed that. Well, that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day to talk about the extra inning rules these days. But
Yeah.
anyways, all right. Hey, Tyson, great to have you on. Nate, thanks for
guys.
joining us. Nice job this week. And make sure you get your picks in.
I already got him in today.
That baby. That
Yeah,
baby.
there we go.
I'm going to get on him now after I got a little inside baseball on how you guys are going to pick.
Exactly. Now you got to go change all your picks.
We'll see you guys next week right here on Fourth Quarter. Take care.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's
All right,
Kale,
so
Yeah, we got to talk about something that you made a hot take at the beginning of the season.
okay.
How's
Genty or
that?
what?
Yeah, Genty, baby, 81 yards to start the season, 2 games through. Boy, he
I know.
is not looking good right now.
There's a lot of football left. I mean, they got 15 more games, almost the old, original, full season. But this is not looking good.
No, it's not looking good at all. I was thinking about that when I was watching the game the other night. I'm like, that's the great thing about putting these hot takes out is you look like such a fool. I mean, not even it's 2 weeks. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's such a bad take. So
I mean, in 5 weeks, I could look like a great pick again, but right now, it doesn't look very good.
no.
I'm not so sure about that. Well, what he meant to say was that Patrick Mahomes was going to have 1,000 yards. That's what
Yeah,
he meant.
Yeah, he's gonna lead the
What the
team
heck?
in rushing.
What's going on there?